Thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making the headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the First News newspaper. How Anambra hoodlums burnt 4 murdered U.S. Embassy officials. Police. How Anambra hoodlums burnt 4 murdered U.S. Embassy officials. The police is speaking. And some writers here say 2 policemen, 2 consulate staff killed, no American citizen involved in incident. You find all the details on the front page of the First News newspaper. We move now to this Nigeria newspaper. High-profile terrorists regrouping in Northwest. High-profile terrorists regrouping in Northwest. The DSS raises the alarm as combined security team arrests 5 suspects in Kaduna, Kanu raids. You find all the details on the front page of this Nigeria newspaper. To the Nigeria News Direct now. 5-day warning strike, uncertainty as federal government dares resident doctors, issues warning. 5-day warning strike, uncertainty as federal government dares resident doctors, issues warning. You'll find all the details on the front page of the Nigeria News Direct. To the Punch newspaper now. Strike, doctors shun talks, medical tourism gulps $3 billion in 3 years. Strike, doctors shun talks, medical tourism gulps $3 billion in 3 years. You'll find the details on the front page of the Punch newspaper. To the Blueprint now. National Assembly leadership tussle. Prevail on Yari, Kalu, Akpabio begs Adamu. We've got 70 senators-elect backing Akpabio, Barao ticket Ndume. Beware the IDs of June. Don't be late to chambers. Lawmakers elect warns. All right, you find all the details on the front page of the Blueprints newspaper. To the Daily Independence now. Senate OK's independent candidacy makes it difficult to fly. Senate OK's independent candidacy makes it difficult to fly. You find the details on the front page of the Daily Independent. Mike?
All right, I have The Nation here. The Nation newspaper says what Tinubu should do on security by IG, DSS, and NSA. They're all offering their own advice here. That's The Nation newspaper. From there, let's go to Nigerian Tribune. Tinubu to open talks with G6, Yari, and others. Okay, Tinubu to open talks with G6, Yari, others. That's what Nigerian Tribune has. And then from there, let's go to Daily Trust. The Daily Trust newspaper says real reasons Tinubu met with Kwankwaso ex-Emir Sanusi in Paris. Offers NNPP leader ministerial position and urges consultations. All right. All of these on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. Okay, then let's go to The Guardian. The Guardian newspaper now. Guardian says World Hepatitis Day pressure, lifestyle increase high BP among Nigerian youths. That's the Guardian newspaper. Before we get to Business Day. Now, Business Day, you're seeing on the screen right now, Nigerians steer away from cars on traffic, hike for forex scarcity. Okay, that's what Business Day has. A Leadership newspaper is the next one we're looking at. Leadership says 22.7 trillion naira ways and means is the focus here. Crisis brews in reps. Over $15 million executive largesse. Okay? Crisis brews in reps, over $15 million executive largesse. That's what you see on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. Nature News is the last one we're seeing now. Nature News is saying NSIA, NCCC partner to mitigate climate change and others. Okay? All that on the front page of the Nature News. Veronica?
All right, let's talk some security matters now, Mike. And we're looking at it from the front page of this Nigeria newspaper, where the DSS is raising an alarm that high-profile terrorists were regrouping in the Northwest. And they made a statement in the process of commending security operatives, talking about the police, soldiers, and all, how the interagency collaboration has been a game changer, and that in the process of launching a raid in Kaduna and Kano, they discovered that some of these Boko Haram ISWAP terrorists had active cells in these locations, and they were just perhaps trying to bring it to the knowledge of Nigerians that the work in the northeast is what is pushing this terrorist to the northwest to start regrouping and bringing together active cells.
And in fact, the regrouping is not just in the northwest, because he also talked about the fact that there are some active cells in the north central, from what they said. Well, the point there is, the security agencies must be commended. If you are not privy to what they do to ensure that either they raid a place or arrest someone, one may never appreciate what goes into the effort, because it is a product of intelligence. However, the point there is Nigerians only talk about the issue of upgrading the level of intelligence with the use of so many other gadgets, technology, and also getting people more involved in the process, the people they can trust, so they can get information from them. So that's what I was talking about. Now, the raid in Kano and Kaduna that saw to the arrest of a few persons, we understand that the terrorists, deployed explosive devices against the IEDs, against the operatives, and then one got himself killed, detonated, was wearing the suicide bomb and killed himself. And the point there is, for them to even be able to arrest anyone, in that raid, it tells you that there has been a lot of intelligence. The concern of Nigerians, however, is the issue of making it known to the public that this is happening here, that is happening here, because the moment that information goes out, of course, these
persons will begin to
also
re-strategize.
they're also listening to these public statements. So it makes them either regroup or reorganize or re-strategize, whatever the thing is. Now, the issue there is that when we were younger, when they call them secret police, whatever they do is actually very secret. Where no one knows who they are, where they are, how they carry out anything. Nobody has a privilege to know one. Exactly, to know one.
At the time.
At that time, of course. If you know one, then it seems you yourself are already
secured.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
But now where we even have public statements, knowing where the offices are, in fact, we even see where when they wear their kit, you see DSS written on some of them and all of that. Is that still a secret police? Is a question Nigerians are asking.
Right.
They may have their reasons for that, but we feel that the police, since sometimes like this raid was carried out with a joint effort of the Nigerian military and the police. We expect that the police and the military can have their uniform. We already know them. But the one that is called the secret police should remain secret in such a way that when they are involved in their day-to-day, when they embed themselves into the society, nobody knows what you are gathering information the way you should gather and all of that. And we feel that in the northwest and in the north central that they talk about having active cells, they should be able to work with the villagers. They should be able to work with, institutions that work around those areas to see how they can infiltrate the place and then find out where these people are. The most important thing is not even letting people know where they are. It is the issue of getting there secretly, arresting these people, neutralizing them, and getting rid of the whole terror. That's what Nigerians expect.
Absolutely. They are saying, or perhaps some would say, look at it in this way, that perhaps they are trying to keep citizens in these regions at alert, because they said that these persons were regrouping to launch an attack. So perhaps, okay, if the citizens are aware, they're at alert, and they know how to go about their daily affairs.
It could be counterproductive, because when you're sending that kind of blank information, because after all, you didn't mention that it is in this village, in this local government, in this state. That wasn't mentioned. You only said North Central, Northwest, and then also active cells in North Central.
Right.
The North Central is a large place with so many states, with about 6 states and so many local governments. The Northwest is the same thing. So if you're saying there are active cells in those places, and you're supposed to send signals. Okay, for instance, you say if there are active cells in Southwest, for instance, and we're here in Lagos. So who should be active? Is it the person in Ekiti, or the person in Ondo, or the person in Lagos?
Be at
No, but the point there is,
but then it can
message,
also send signals
of
to fear.
The terrorists. It sends signals to the terrorists, and then they know
people
that
live in
it's
fear
possible.
at the same time.
The point there is, it is good to get closer to the areas that, because of course, for them to even say that, it means that they have an idea of what localities these cells could
where they
be.
are. Yes.
So the point there is infiltrating the place and getting closer, so that you let people know if there's a traditional ruler there that you feel you can trust, if there are youths there you feel you can trust, if there are villagers there you feel you can trust that can give you information. You work with them secretly, and then they go about their normal businesses, but collecting information for you. That's what Nigerians expect. So the moment you send out this information because you want the people to be on alert, and of course, the Nigerians should want to go about their normal businesses. The DSS
without
or
fear.
the security agencies are the ones who will go about neutralizing everybody who is anti-government or anti-progress, as the case may be, or anti-unity. So that's what Nigerians expect.
Expect of them.
The information out there of raising an alarm, Nigerians are usually not comfortable with that.
Absolutely. And we hope now that they have spoken that they are in the process of addressing all of this.
No, of course.
So
for that,
that's what Nigerians want to believe.
They have always been on the top of their game for that. When it comes to, they never relent. So we know that one.
All right.